Today we're going to learn the halacha of who has the obligation to put the mezuzah, the landlord or the tenant, and also when you leave, what do you do with the mezuzah? So it says, "Asoicher." I'm reading from the Torah. "Asoicher ba'is mechaveiro chayav asoicher l'kva b'mezuzah u'lataken mokem kviusa." You have to take care of the mezuzah, and also if he needs to fix the place to put the mezuzah on, that's his obligation because it's not a big deal, huh?
The landlord?
No, the tenant. A soicher is the tenant. Now, when he leaves, don't take it with you when you leave the house after your tenancy. If your landlord is a goy and you finish your tenancy, then you take the mezuzah with you. Now, this is a Gemara in Bab Mitzvah Daf Kuf Beis. The Gemara is like this: Ton Rabbanan, asoicher ba'is lechaveiroi, ala soicher lasos lo mezuzah. The tenant, it's his obligation, chovas hador, to make the mezuzah. Ukshu yoytze lo yitleno biyodoi. When you leave, you don't take it with you. And the Gemara says, v'menochri noitlo biyodo v'yoytze. If your landlord is a goy, then you take it with you when you leave. Umaisa be'echot shenotlo biyodoi. Was a mice somebody that did not follow this halacha, that you're not allowed to take the mezuzah with you when you leave. V'yotzo v'kovar ishto yushnei bonov. Yeah. Then when he left the house, he took the mezuzah with him. Then lo aleinu, he lost his wife and two of his children. So you see, it's a sakona. And now we're going to explain why you're not allowed to do it, and what's the sakona over here.
Can you replace it with the cheaper mezuzah?
Yeah, as long as very good question. The whole idea, you should not leave the house without protection, because if you leave the house without protection, somebody going to come up there, he could be nizak, so that bounces on the person that didn't care for him. But if you leave a mezuzah, even a cheaper one, we're going to talk now. There's no need to do that because you lemaisa could get back the money for it. We're going to see it now. Then he brings like this. There's also a Tosfos over there. The Tosfos says, the Halacha says, here's what Tosfos says. Yeah, Avagav Domar Shmuel the Matilin mi beged lebeged. The Halacha says you're allowed to take your tzitzis, take it off from your talis and put it in a different talis. You're allowed to do that. So why can't I take the mezuzah from this house to another house? He says the Gabe mezuzah also v'shamazikin boin b'bayis shen b'mezuzah. Because when you take away the mezuzah, the mazikin come over there. Ukshenoid lo kilum mazik oison she'eduru b'bayis. That means you wanted to. I mean, you didn't want it, but you're causing them. You're causing it over here. You goyrem the shedeva hazek, the new tenants. The male it shouldn't bounce on you. That's why the mezuzah will leave it there. Okay. Now it's like this. The Bes Yosef, that's going to talk about, refer to your question, Gab, if you could replace it with the cheaper mezuzah. Chosav Rav Manoach. The Bes Yosef brings Rav Manoach. Al hodel loitana biyodo v'yetashim arishon makpid al domei. Let's say, okay, I was a tenant. I left by the mezuzah when I left, but okay, I'm offering you a protection, but pay me for it because it's chovas hador. The new tenant, he was supposed to pay for it anyway. So maybe you should pay to the original tenant. So he says, "She'im arishon makbet al domeyo toiv l'shalmam loy." The Bes Yosef says from the Rav Manoach, it's good. You should pay for it. Aval en motzin. You cannot go based in and ask for the money since you have no right to take it with you. So the new tenant coming to the house could say, "I don't want to pay you." Yeah, adin with him. Yeah, but not like because of Rav Manoach. Do adin moisa shel Yisrael v'iskiro la'akum the not lo beyodok she'etzu poshetu. Not only when you're renting from a goy, you could take the mezuzah with you when you finish your tenancy. Even if you rent it from a Jew, and you know that the Jew is going to give it to another goy, you could take it out with you when you leave. Okay, so that's interesting. That Beis Yosef looks like the Bach and the Ramo and a different girsa on it, because the Bach brings over here, says like this. I'm reading from the Bach. The new tenant that takes over the house, he has a chiyuv l'shalem l'rishon d'mei mezuzah she'niach b'veisai. yeah, I'm not going to take the mezuzahs when I leave, but the new tenant have to pay me al pi din. He says the money for the mezuzahs. I just read the Bes Yosef. He says it's a good idea. He should pay you, but you cannot take it bedin from him. Looks like the Bach had a different girsa, and looks like the Ramo had the same girsa like the Bach in the Bes Yosef, because on the Shulchan Aruch when that halacha is brought, the Ramo writes over here like this. V'im hikpid al mo'isaya hasheni tzorich l'shalem loy Bes Yosef b'shem Rav Manoach. The Ramo writes the Lashon tzorich l'shalem loy. You have to pay him. The Bes Yosef brought clear from the Rav Manoach that you could ask him for it, but you cannot force him. Looks like I said, they had a different girsa in the Bes Yosef. And Take, when you look at the Prisha, when he quotes this, there's a parenthesis on this. That you, mashma, the right girsa was that you could ask the money al pidin from the new tenant. You can't pay me. So what is happening now, I see it, when people go out from the tenant, they leave the house, they leave the mezuzah, when the new tenant comes, they give him a chance either to pay for it or to replace it with their own mezuzah, then they give back those mezuzahs. Okay. Yeah. Now the Pischet Shuva, it brings from Rabbeinu Yerucham. It says like this: "Shekosav di'imu mokem she'ena moitza mezuzah labai she'roitza ata lodur boy." Okay, there's an Indian, a sakona to take the mezuzahs with you, but I'm going to go to a new home and I have no mezuzahs and I can't get the hold of a new mezuzahs. Let's say. So should I worry for his safety from a potential new tenant? I should worry for my own safety. I don't have another mezuzah. I want to take it to my house. So Rabbeinu Yerucham says, if you cannot get another mezuzah, and he's going far away to retrieve back those mezuzahs, especially in the olden days. If you go far away, there's no FedEx, there's no overnight mail, so who knows when you're going to get the mezuzah? So he says, "Kedayim ha'geonim Rabbeinu Hai v'Rav Ochesh Omrud im kovo miyad b'vayis acher leslan bo lis b'chalam b'shas adchag." He said you could rely on those geonim Rav Hai, Rav Ocher, that if you don't have, if you're going to immediately take the mezuzah from the old house to the new house, and you don't have another way to put the mezuzahs by you could take it. He says, then it looks like you could soymach on them. There's no sakon. However, the Beis Lechem Yehuda he quotes this Rabbeinu Yerucham, and he says, "Aval lefi ma shokram leil b'shem sefer chasidim deyesh sakona lo yitlenaf imirtze lekva techa b'vayis acher." He called the Sefer Chasidim. I'm not sure why. It's a Gemara Meforeshes, but the Sefer Chasidim quotes this Gemara. It's sakona to take those mezuzahs. Yeah. The Meile says even you want to put it in another house, and even you have no other mezuzahs, since it's a sakona badover. What the Gemara writes, it's a horrible thing. You could chas v'sholom, a person could lose his wife, his children. So he says that's why he says lemaisa not to rely on this geoinim and not to take the mezuzah. So you have to find a different way. Any
exceptions?
Again, according to Rabbeinu Yerucham, there is an exception to do it, but he says if you're going to rely on this, it's a dover sakonas. Chamira sakanta mi'isura, it's a dover sakona to the person. So it says don't do that.
Sell the house to a non-Jew.
Oh, very good. That's we said already. If the landlord was even a goy, you don't, especially if you sell it to a goy. So it says like this. I'm going to read again the tshuva from the Pischet Tshuva. No, I'm sorry. Before I go to the Pischet Tshuva, that's brought already. The Darche Moshe. That shows you clear what happened. You sell it to a goy. You should not. You should not, definitely. Even the landlord is a Jew. You know, he's gonna rent it to a goy. You're not allowed to leave it there. So he brings a shayla like this. You could see from here the severity how you should not leave a mezuzah when the goy is gonna take over the house. It says like this: the maril nishal mimena im rashoim liten mezuzah lasar echot shebikesh meoid lekvua al pesach hamivtzar v'nodar leheti ba'avuzah lechol haYehudim kol yomav. So the poritz, the sar, the governor, the mayor, he promised, give him. I want to put. He believes in the mezuzah. I want to put in my office a mezuzah. He says, and I'll be in that chus that you give me a mezuzah. I'll make sure be nice to the Jews. He says, v'im yemanu chazon tipek mimenu churba. And if you're going to say no to him, it could be now go bad on the Jews. It says, v'osra ma'aril. So the ma'aril, it says it's osra. Why again? Because the goy might mevaze the mezuzah. It says, v'nirali, that's already the Darcha Moshe. The im yesh lochush le'eva me'akum. If it could, might say, you should not give mezuzah to a goy. That's absolutely the kula alma, because it could come to bizoyan. But if in this case he's a governor, he's a mayor, he could come a chorva to the Eden because he's going to be nasty to them. He says, "Shore the revada yitiru kama dvorim shum eva." A lot of halachas will matir, even major halachas, not to come to hatred. So Mimele says that you're allowed to do. Okay.
But this person wants to reward the Jewish people, so they
Again, so with the chashash, again, if there's no sakona ba'inyan, don't give it to him, because we don't trust that they gonna treat the mezuzah. By the way, I'm going a little bit back to one of the other shiurim. There was one of the comments was the machlokes of Rashba and machlokes of Rashba and the Mordechai. If shutfim, a goy and a yid, shutfim in the office or in a building, in a house, it's chayav mezuzah. So the Mordechai and many Ashkenazi paskin that mezuzahs shutfim of one of them is a goy. It's potur mezuzah. The Rashba says you mechuyev, and the Aruch HaShulchan ma'arich siding with the Rashba more. It's unusual. Normally he would side with the Ashkenazi poskim. However, you see from here that if there is any chashash that the goyim might disgrace the mezuzah, you're not allowed to do it. Never mind that you have to, you're not allowed to do it. So, Lamaisa, I was lately in New York, I saw many buildings that don't have mezuzahs over there, even though the mixed tenancy over there, for that reason, because the goyim could, the orchestra, we know everything was good. Depends on the circumstance. If everything is good, okay, you come to Machlokes Rashba and the Mordechai, where they're shutaf with the goy, put mezuzah, don't put mezuzah. But a lot of places today, a mezuzah, the goyim don't give kedushas a mezuzah, memele, it's not allowed. Okay, now it's interesting, Shaila, the Pischat Shua brings, if you buy a house, you didn't discuss the mezuzah. You discussed things that's all clear. I sell you the house with the mezuzah, with the fridge, with the oven. If you didn't discuss, you're selling the house with the mezuzah. Contract is done. You're leaving now. He says, I'm taking the mezuzah with me. The buyer says, no, I bought the house with the mezuzah. So who's right over here? So he brings...
A Jewish owner?
Again, a Jewish owner sold the house. To another Jew. A goy, I don't think would care if you should take the house with the mezuzahs. He had mezuzahs over there. But the Jew says, I want to take my mezuzahs with me. It's expensive. I want to take it. The buyer said, I bought the house with whatever in it. So, I mean...
Did you say earlier you're not allowed to move the mezuzah?
So what you're saying is that the owner are not allowed to move it. Very good. So that's sad. Since the owner is not allowed to move it, you're saying right. Adin in a corner. You can take the mezuzahs. Very good. So let's see what he says over here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, b'shut shivas tzion. The Mishnah mochar beisav v'lokosav im kol mashe b'soicha. He didn't write exactly, I'm selling the house with everything in it. V'roitza moicher litel amezuzahs akvuim beisav b'fitzche chadorim. In parentheses, he says, "Oh, yishalem lo domain." Maybe that's the thing. You know what? I'll leave it, but pay me for it. So who's right over here? He says, "V'chosav da adinim alokeach." The adinim alokeach. He buys the house with the mezuzah. By the way, I had such a thing once. The adinim alokeach. The paskin v'choshen mishpot. Hamoicher buys stam lo mocher l'mashim muchubar betit. Whatever, even Bedina de Medina, certain things that connected to the house, chandeliers, you can't say I'm going to take it. It's connected to the house, it goes with the house. Especially according to the Din and Choshen Mishpat, whatever, it's connected with the, it's cemented over there, that goes with the house. Aval Mashabuchu Barbei Seidos, that's what the mezuzah. It's there with the nail, with the tape. That doesn't go with the house. He said, and furthermore, the Gemara over there leaves that shaila if it's not mechubar betit if it belongs to. The Gemara says that it was not resolved this question. The halacha is amoitzim lechaver olav araya. So who's the moitzi over here? Lechoira the koina. It says. Hainu davka. When can you say that? That's your svara. Since he has no right to take the mezuzahs, the moicher, or the landlord or the tenant, he cannot take the mezuzahs when you go. He says, all you could ask is for money. Whether according to the first Gisa of Beis Yosef, you could just ask, according to the Bach and the Ramo, whether they have the Girsa, you could demanded Badin, he says. According to this, the buyer, he is the Muchzak. It's a very strong tshuva. I feel there was come a machlokes between a buyer and a seller. The Gabe they sold the house. If the mezuzahs go with the house, the Lamaisa goes with the house, and he doesn't have to pay him. It's not yotza b'dei shomayim. The Gabe only moicher v'koine. The Gabe soicher we said already, you have to pay him. Okay, shkoyach.
Not your